Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's Parasoft webinar on how to test avionics software for safety and security. My name is Arthur Hicken. I am the evangelist at Parasoft, and I will be your moderator and co-presenter today. And with me is Ricardo Camacho. Ricardo, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Arthur. Hi, everybody.
It's great to be here with Ricardo. We like to dive into various standards around different industries. Aircraft are always fascinating. Uh, these compliance issues can sometimes seem a little dry, but we're going to try and make it a little more interesting for you today. So again, thanks for joining us. There is a question box off at the right. So, stick your questions in. We'll handle them probably at the end, but queue them up as they occur to you. And after the webinar, of course, we will be sending people the usual, here's how to get the slides and here's how to watch the replay, etc. So again, thanks for joining us today. Our brief high-level agenda is, just talking about aircraft systems, right? This is not your father's aircraft, right? They used to say this is not your father's Oldsmobile or automobile, but things have changed. We're going to look at the Open Group Face Standard. We're going to learn how to face up to testing, and we'll do some Q&A at the end. So, yeah, once upon a time, aircraft were simple, right? If we look at this plane here, we see that there's, a half a dozen, 8 different things on the cockpit here, on the instrumentation panel, most of which are literally instrumentation. We don't technically need them to fly. They help us, but they don't do much. There's a couple of actuators here, right? We have a stick that help us control. We have a flap knob, etc. But it's a simple system, right? And simple things, not much can go wrong, which is really, really cool. But of course, in a modern era, we have lots and lots of different switches, dials, gauges, readouts, etc., because there's a ton of different systems in an aircraft. And in fact, even in modern jets, you may have noticed this in the background on the title slide, but in a modern jet, we have a wide variety of different kinds of things, from good old-fashioned buttons and knobs and levers to modern little digital readouts to full-on digital displays that can be multi-purpose. So at some point, they ran out of space to stuff knobs, right? If we look at the shuttle here, you can see that there are buttons, switches, knobs, and screens everywhere. And so these modern aircraft have to use things that allow you to dual purpose things, and always with that focus on what information does the pilot need at the moment that they need it. So it's even more critical in systems like modern fighter jets, where the systems are complex and they're full of lots and lots of software. Modern jet can have, 25 million plus lines of code in it. And typically the reaction times become very, very critical because the hazards and risks for a fighter jet are much higher than that for a passenger jet, in the sense that somebody may be chasing you or shooting at you. And the most modern system that I've really kind of seen, and apologies to anybody who has a cooler aircraft than this, right? But this is the Dragon capsule that launched a couple weeks ago. And it certainly is a high-end aircraft with lots and lots of code in it and does a shocking amount of stuff on its own. But it's cool because they have these giant heads-up displays and touch displays here, where this display changes dynamically based on the needs of the pilot and co-pilot. So it's a really, really sophisticated system, but it hasn't overloaded the operators by having too many devices in it. So it's pretty cool that you can certainly watch this on the SpaceX site, watch these people control this particular system. It's fascinating. Now, the systems in an aircraft have become very, very complex because they're taking over more and more and more of the operations of the craft, right? So it's engine, it's cabin, it's the wheels, landing gear goes up and down. Once upon a time, it was always down, right? We have a variety of systems in the cabin. We pressurize them now. We have temperature control, which is actually critical. We're monitoring fuel systems for leaks, for proper fuel consumption.
Thanks for watching this webinar preview on our YouTube channel. We hope you enjoyed it. To watch the full webinar, click in the description below. In addition, you're going to find some other useful links down there. And of course, we hope you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks. Have a great day.